Lisa.
And I'm Rasheida.
And we're the Bennetts. Hey, how you doing today?
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Hey, we got on earlier in the week because we got a a Facebook, what do you call it? So I don't know what this stuff is called. I'm still learning social media.
Facebook?
Somebody called us on the phone through Facebook.
Messenger.
Okay, so Messenger. See, y'all all knew what it was. Anyway, one day I'll catch up on this technology stuff. Anyway, we got a phone call from a viewer. And thank you so much.
Yes.
We went live right after we got the phone call because we were really excited. We were in the car.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for participating. Hopefully, and obviously, that phone call was so reaffirming that the conversations we're having are adding value for folks. So we thank you. My computer's doing something crazy, so I'm telling it to wait a minute. And it's over because we had some questions come in, and I need to read the question. I need to read the question so that I can answer. But thank you again. And this was the great thing, that the young woman who called us said that she's not part of a gay relationship. She's in a heterosexual relationship, but her watching the show has caused some conversation to happen in her house on some difficult topics that they probably would not be talking about. And so the show has been a catalyst for helping them do that. So thank you so much. Woo! Continue to hit Rasheida, go ahead and do them social media things. She always does that.
Okay.
She like to point and say, hit the button.
I'm not doing that yet.
She's
I'm not doing that no more. Okay, so basically on YouTube, hit us up, Lisa and Rasheida Bennett.
She reading it, you see that, right?
Then on Facebook, Lisa and Rasheida. Instagram, hashtag Lisa Rasheida. And then Twitter, Lisa and Rasheida. And then
LinkedIn, Lisa and Rasheida Bennett. So submit your questions any of those ways, or you can go straight to the website. But thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got a question via our Facebook page this week. And it says, my question, first of all, it said, thank you for creating the space. My question is about reconciling marriage and faith. We are both Christians, but we struggle to find a church. Also, why do people assume that the two are mutually exclusive? And I did post my response to that, but I thought it was best because we probably have more people watching than we do reading the comments. So, here's the thing. I think it's, why people think what they think and why they do what they do. In the words of Cat Williams, I'll wait. I
wasn't expecting that, y'all. I'm just sorry. She didn't even tell me that's what she was saying.
People, anytime you do something, say something, represent something that someone else is not familiar with, and it doesn't matter. If we were all white men with white hair, 6 feet tall, same grade point average, same bank account, they would find a reason to make one of the guys feel ostracized. We just do it. We're people. I don't know why we do it. Anytime we're uncomfortable with anything, we want the other person to be wrong. They just can't be different. We just can't coexist.
We can't agree to disagree.
We just gotta be wrong. And I don't get that. And I don't think that, don't wait to find an answer to that, because I think we'll be in heaven, hell, wherever people subscribe to, they want to go. We're going to be well into there by 3, 4, 5 years before we actually ever get an answer to that. We just don't like to be different, and we can't say, oh, that person is different, and just appreciate that. We'll just say they're different and they wrong, and don't you do that, and it just has to be a bad thing. So I don't know. That's just how it is. And I think the biggest thing that I would say from a religious perspective, I think that that's the whole test. The Bible says, love your neighbor. It didn't say love everything about your neighbor. It didn't say agree with everything about your neighbor. It didn't say you had to embrace your neighbor's differences. It said, forget all of that. Get over yourself, and regardless of what your neighbor's about, love them. And I think maybe that's the test. The test maybe from God to us is, can we stop being self-centered enough, long enough, to actually embrace and coexist with other people? Maybe that's the only way we actually get into the gates, is that we do that enough so that we don't have to practice at it, but it's the way we live life, and therefore the gates will swing open when we get there. Maybe that's it. Because there is no other reason, there's no other rationale or logic to it. We just do it. So perhaps that's the bigger test for us from a spiritual perspective, is to say, forget what you like and don't like. I told you to love your neighbor, period. I didn't ask you to qualify it, I didn't ask you to justify it, I didn't ask you for your dissertation, your input. I told you what to do. It's kind of like your parents when we were kids. I ain't asking you, I told you. My mother just said, this ain't no negotiation.
Well, one thing I would just want to piggyback on that is the Bible says all are welcome at the table. Not you with the Versace on, you with the perfect hair, you, all. And flaws, right. Flaws and all, sins and all, your sexuality and all, your whatever. He said all are welcome at the table. And see, a lot of people just get caught up in well, I believe it ain't you, boo. You ain't getting me in heaven. And what people don't understand is I'm going to be held accountable for what I do. And when I get to them pearly gates, I want to hear well done. So guess what? That's between me and him. Why you all up in my tea?
And I'll say, and you and I have talked about this, because there are times when we've done stuff for other people or blessed people, and we say, sometimes I just feel like people don't consider our feelings, or sometimes shouldn't we look for this, or shouldn't we do this, or somebody may misuse something we bless them with, and we feel some kind of way. And oftentimes we go back to the conversation, is God didn't take, and the Bible talks about this, the people that you bless may not be the people who ever say thank you. So it's not about what they did to us, it is about what God's expectation is of us to them. He's not going to say, well, I told you to do this. You can't turn around and say, well, she didn't. That ain't how I go. So don't get caught up in it. Don't worry about it. Do what you need to do. Don't get, sidetracked with why people are the way they are. And I think that's probably the big test. So the other part of that is finding the church. So for us, and Rasheida will have to tell you her perspective on that. For us, I don't think we've ever gone to a church looking for agreement. What we go to church looking for is kind of what we were just talking about. Regardless to what you believe is right or wrong, will you give us the space to worship and have the relationship we want with Christ within this, if it's a church building, within these four walls? If it's in a community, within this community. So long as you don't subscribe or try to force on us your version of what our praise ought to look like, come on, or tell us we don't have the right to praise or the right to be there to praise, then we don't really care about the rest of it. So I don't think we've ever gone into a community looking for agreement. We go to make sure that it's open enough for us to get down with God the way we want to.
Well, I'm going to agree with that, definitely. I'm going to say, when we go, born and raised, we all been churched in some way. Some of us haven't been, but the two of us have been.
All our lives.
And I believe, and it wasn't just the black church. It wasn't just the Baptist church. I've been the Kojic, the Apostolic, the American Baptist versus Southern Baptist. I mean,
National Baptist. We've been
right. And non-denominational. I mean, so I think the key for us is when we were looking for a church, and we were looking for a place to just worship, and I wanted to hear a word, and I needed to be fed. But I also, we weren't asking for anyone's approval or their thumbs up that we could come. I mean, we are who we are, and we don't apologize. We don't sugarcoat it. We're like, oh, y'all sisters? No,
this is my wife. Get it right.
We're married. And we don't apologize for it. We don't push. We don't push it out there and put it in front of you like, oh, we're gay. It's funny because what kills me is this. A lot of people get to know us before they realize that we're a couple.
You said this in one of the other episodes, I know.
And
I'm the kid.
No, that's not what I was.
Oh, sorry. We do this all the time. Okay.
But they always assume.
Pop my collar and shut my mouth.
Come on.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't.
That's for the bloopers. Go ahead.
So the point that I was trying to make was that they get to know us first, and they just you guys are just so amazing. You're so cool. You're so great. Your gifts are amazing. You too, you guys get in and you are supportive and you get in deep. Wait, y'all, what? Well, by the time they realize that we're a couple, they done done fell in love with us as a couple, as people, and go, you guys are awesome, you guys are great. Then they go, oh, okay.
But here's what it has done too, and just to prove I was right, she did say that in an earlier episode. Y'all go back and watch it. But anyway, I couldn't resist. What it does though, it's opened the opportunity to have conversation with people about things they wanted to ask, but they didn't know how to ask or who they could ask. So then it starts a whole nother level of dialogue that has been great. So that's the opportunity to educate and say it's like this or it's like that. Or because even in the gay community, there are levels. We're gay women. We don't know at all. I'm not transgender. I don't know. I have some transgender friends.
Right.
So if I can speak to some of it, but I can't speak to all of it, and I'd have to ask them questions. But the fact of the matter is, we open the opportunity to have intelligent dialogue about what the issues are.
Versus closed-minded people's vision of what they think something is. When you don't know, you stay right in this little box. What I think a lesbian is a woman with short hair, with fur on her face, who thinks she want to act like a man. Do I look like a man? Do I look masculine? Do I got fur? You better shut your freaking mouth. You see what I got to deal with? Anyways, but I swear, my God. But I do love the fact that yes, it does open up for dialogue. Great educational dialogue and great communication and relationships are built from that. There are people, parents and family members who've come to us and gone, hey, my nephew just came out of the closet and I mean, he comes and talks to me and I don't know where is the gay community? Where are the support groups? Where are they? They don't know what PFLAG is. They don't know what, and we don't have all the answers, but we do have some answers, and in what we don't know, we would definitely find somebody who knows.
And so it's better to have that conversation. So in short, we're not looking for agreement. We look for opportunity to be ourselves, and then possibly opportunity to educate. So I'd say approach whatever church situation, just be you. Let people get to know you. And then, and think of it like this, that's your private life anyway. Do you want everybody in it? So let them get to know you first, and you decide whether or not you want them in your private business.
Right.
And if the opportunity's open, and they probably will, then you get to have some dialogue about what is what, and give them some real food for thought, as opposed to having people make up their minds about the way things are from the outside, because that's exactly what leads to the problems, and folks not being able to live together and coexist. It's a lot of times, it's even for parents, when parents come to us, and we'll get another segment for the kids about how they give the parents support, because when you come and tell your mother, hey, I'm gay, and you're a little girl, and she's had in her mind the fairy tale Cinderella thing for 17 years, 18 years, waiting for you to get old enough to have that wedding, the moment you say I'm gay, it shatters. She has to divorce that vision. She has to mourn that situation. And she's been planning for that a long time. So it's just not that they are pushing you away and saying, I don't want to support you. They don't know how to adjust either. But that's a whole nother show that we're going to do for parents about how you support your kids again. And it's kind of piggybacking on a couple of segments we did earlier about Dwayne Wade and his kids and being supportive. But the kids, we gotta give our parents time to make those adjustments as well.
Absolutely.
So anyway, hopefully that answered the question that you had on your mind this week. For others, we'll be back. We got hit hard with questions this last week, which is good. That means that people are watching and listening. So thank you again for tuning in. The clown here. What's that called?
I don't know, but I ain't do it in my day, but I know that y'all did it in your day.
Okay. Anyway. One other thing that's happened. Rasheida had some folks ask her about her makeup. What you think? She pretty or something? She is kind of cute. So I think you did some.
So basically, just want to throw a plug out there. I put on YouTube a couple of makeup tutorials. I do just a very daily soft makeup, but also I did a couple of those that are just your daily makeup, really quick and easy, no longer than like 5 minutes, if that. But at the same time, I'm gonna do a few of them that are more glamorous and more glitzy when you're going out on a special occasion, and you don't have to go and pay nobody to do your face. I'm gonna show you some shortcuts and some cute tips.
And thank you for the compliment. Must mean my wife is pretty. If y'all want to know how she do her makeup, how about mine? Nobody comments on my makeup.
You have beautiful skin.
Whatever. Anyway, hey, Grace, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. I'm Lisa.
I'm Rasheida.
Have a good evening.
Peace.